Hello, my beautiful Scorpios. Let's take a look at what 2026 will bring into your life. And I'm well aware that it's almost the end of January, but I was very busy with personal forecast consultations, and finally I have time for YouTube. So let's look a little bit in detail at these transits and how they will influence your life. And before we start, I would like to highlight that this is Vedic astrology and we are talking about rising and moon Scorpios, right? So if it's the first time you're dealing with Vedic astrology, I have a video how to calculate your chart in this system. It will take you literally 2 minutes. And then if you are rising or moon Scorpio, then come back and continue watching this one. Or if it's another sign, then select the suitable video and then it will be very helpful and very accurate for you. Yep. And we're going to be talking about Saturn, Jupiter, and Rahu-Ketu transits in 2026. These planets are slow. That's why we feel their influence the most. And they all bring these karmic lessons. It's just that they act differently. Saturn, it's more of this, like pushing teacher, which brings us obstacles, some situations which we need to look at as lessons, not just challenges but lessons, something what we need to learn. So we will explore what exactly. Through the whole 2026, Saturn is gonna be in Pisces, and it is there already since the middle of 2025. So now you might find this explanation like why things are happening in a specific way. So what's going on in your life and what's the reason behind it, and as well how to deal with it, right? Rahu and Ketu, these are also karmic planets, and they bring transformations in the areas they are transiting through. Each house is responsible for specific areas, and when these planets are transiting, they activate them and they make us look at certain situations. But the best part is Jupiter. In 2026, Jupiter is gonna be in Cancer for 5 months, and in Cancer it is an exaltation, means at its strongest, and Jupiter is a benefic planet which brings us amazing results in spiritual and in material fields. And Jupiter, compared to Saturn and Rahu, it acts nicely. So it's more about giving us opportunities rather pushing us. So Jupiter in exaltation happens only once in 12 years. So this is gonna be a really, really great moment for you specifically, I would say. But let's look closer. Let's look at the dates and the transits and let's talk human language, right? We'll start with Saturn, and as I mentioned, it's in Pisces. So from the middle of 2025, it's already transiting through your 5th house. So 5th house is the house of good karma, right? So Saturn is going to be transiting through the whole 2026, through this 5th house. So it's the house of good karma, again, like some financial things and stuff. And if you felt like a little bit of slowing down in some of your endeavors, and maybe you were looking for some growth, for some luck in your beginnings, then Saturn here actually teaches you a little bit of patience. So that not everything happens quickly and smoothly, that you actually need to work diligently to get your results, because Saturn always slows things down, and it requires some hard working. Here it's quite important to understand hard working doesn't mean burnout and these kind of things. Very adequate, wise hard working with proper working, proper resting. But anyway, it requires putting effort. So Saturn here kind of tells you okay, not everything is going the way you'd like to, but if you work diligently, then you will see results coming. And Of course, it's also the house of knowledge, yeah, the house of learning. So if you were if you have, by the way, unfinished education courses or something, this is the great moment, and Saturn will kind of like push you to finish those things. And if you work diligently, then this is a great moment, yeah, 2026, to receive your degree. For example, if you dropped from the university or college or something and you were thinking like when would be a great time to actually get back to it, now this is a great year to do that. Yeah, absolutely. And maybe if you were doing like some courses or something and you dropped it and you paused it or something, that's a great moment to get back and to finish that. Or if you were thinking that you want to learn something, then again, Saturn here is quite supportive, especially if you want to learn something in the spiritual field. Yeah, because fifth house is still connected to spirituality, to our good karma, and good karma comes because of spiritual knowledge. Yeah, because spiritual knowledge, it influences the way we think, the way we see the world. And this is the only way how we change our reality. When we start thinking differently, when we start looking differently at the things, at our life, so then transformation happens. Yeah, it doesn't happen from willpower. Yeah, it happens from the way we look at the world, from our mentality. So that's where we start. And yeah, we change mentality through spiritual learning, spiritual knowledges. Yeah, so if you are thinking to dig deeper these topics, then yes, Saturn will be very supportive and might explain you a lot of situations that were actually making you feel stuck in life. Yeah, so fifth house, it's also the house of dharma. Dharma is why we are here, our duties, our responsibilities. I really love to bring this example that we all are like the cells in the body. Our body, it's a very complex thing, and each cell, it has its own function. Yes, so cells are different, but each one is important. It serves the purpose. And so do we in this world. Yeah, each person, each human is different, but each one has a purpose, each one has talents, and we are here for a reason, to serve this world with our talents. And Saturn here again kind of it could slow you down, that you will have some time to look deeper into who you are, why you are here, what is your purpose, yeah? So how you can serve this world. Also, the fifth house is the house of creativity. So if you feel down, and Saturn sometimes it gives this like depressive moods, unfortunately, this is exactly the lesson to like overcome it. Yeah, become positive, become enthusiastic. But sometimes it's not so easy to do, and like for you specifically with this transit, I would say that you could dig some creative things. Yeah, so if you were thinking to try out like painting, or I don't know, dancing or singing, or I don't know, like embroidery, or whatever it is, yeah, like crochet, any kind of art, and don't look at it as like a source of income or something. Yeah, because sometimes people, they are very into this material part of life, like if I'm doing something, I supposed to earn from it, or like, yeah, if it doesn't bring me money, so it's a waste of time. So please don't think this way, because for this very transit for 2026, yeah, these creative hobbies, let's call them so, they could be very transformative and very fulfilling. Yeah, so they could actually boost your energy, they could calm your mind, that could be a very meditative practice, it could be the way to express your emotions, yeah, or digest something while, I don't know, while you're crocheting or something, and like at the same time your mind is like getting relaxed. So look at it as a very supportive practice, and like, yeah, as a result you will create something beautiful. But like, yeah, the goal is the process, yeah, to be fully engaged into the process, to be in the moment, here and now. When you are painting like you cannot think about anything else because the process already very, very immersive. So that's a great outlet for you, and you can use it for making yourself feel better, for like boosting this energy, because like this creative energy, it gives you inspiration, and if it happens in one area of your life, it automatically transfers to all the areas in your life. So use it. Then as well, the fifth house is the house of kids, and if you have kids, then this is the topic when maybe there will be some separation moments or something, but anyway, the area of kids will require a little bit of extra attention. So setting up boundaries, finding a new way of connection, maybe reevaluating your parenting skills or your parenting approach, or like trying to understand your kids better, or like building a deeper connection. Depends on the situation and depends on your personal period, and the period of your kids as well. It's quite important to understand what they are going through, and like finding this balance, finding this support and acceptance, especially acceptance that they are separate human beings, and they could have their own vision, their own desires, and maybe this is very different from what you see, what you think, how you would like them to proceed in life. Accepting all that and finding this balance and common ground, that you can still be good. I don't like the word friends, but still very respectful to each other, and still a very loving family as well. Like if you don't have kids and you were thinking or not thinking, so this could be the moment of reconsidering your decisions about the kids. So maybe you will have a moment of like rethinking your life choices in the area of kids, and like maybe you will find some new truth for yourself, and that's also fine. It doesn't have to be, but could be there. So that's for Saturn. As I said, like learning and creativity, those probably would be the most important things to get from there. And as I said, if things are slowing down, that's for you to actually find a little bit of deeper approach to life. Like look a little bit deeper at what's going on and find a little bit more of spiritual things, rather than being focused on material. Then let's do Rahu-Ketu first, and we will leave this amazing Jupiter for the dessert. So Rahu is in Aquarius, Ketu is in Leo. They're gonna be there until the very end of 2026. You can see here until 25th of November 2026. So then they will change the sign. Rahu will go to Capricorn, Ketu will go to Cancer, and they have been sitting in Aquarius and Leo already from the mid of 2025. So again, you were probably feeling that already. And Rahu transiting through the fourth house. First of all, fourth house is the house of mother, so that could have brought some unresolved issues with your mother. So some tension in your relationship. Some karmic lessons there. Again, depends on your personal chart, personal situation. But if you had some resentments toward your mother, or like some unresolved issues, this is the moment. This is the moment to actually fix your relationship. Find this gratitude, find this respect for your mother, and if possible, find love. There are different situations. Sometimes parents, they are not really aware of their behavior, and they think that they are right, and they have all the rights to do that. But we need to find at least respect and gratitude. Yeah, and if there is a chance to build like healthier, happier, loving relationship with them, that's amazing. Yeah, sometimes it's not possible, but like, yeah, we need to do our best. So whatever is going on in your relationship with your mother, yeah, you can improve them. Yeah, you can make them better, or you can deepen your connection. So that's quite an important moment, and please use it because it's very, very beneficial, especially for women. Yeah, for it will influence your relationship in general. So please do that. If your mom unfortunately not around anymore, and this also happens, but you still can do practices. Yeah, you can share your gratitude, you can write down things about her. Yeah, you could think about her, create good memories about her, and so on. So yeah, the fact that she might not be around anymore doesn't mean that you cannot pay this tribute, this gratitude for her. Yeah, so do that. So relationship with your mother is quite a topic. And then this is also the fourth house is the house of the house where we live. So this could bring you some turbulence and like feeling uncomfortable in the way you live. For some people, it actually turns into this desire to move somewhere. I mean, like move countries, move across the globe, because it brings this sensation that like, yeah, maybe I'm at the wrong place. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel satisfied with where I am. So maybe I just need to go somewhere far away. I need to go abroad. I need to change something, and somewhere there I will feel better. Again, a lot depends on your personal chart and on your planetary periods. Yeah. So transits, they do like 20% of influence. They have 20% of influence, and 80% of influence comes from your planetary periods. Yeah, so the major events, they are still shown in your chart, and this is already an additional thing. And the fact that you are feeling that you want to change, you need to be wise, because there is no right answer here. Is it worth it or not? If your chart is suggestive that like, yeah, the move now is a great idea, and then that you will be successful abroad, that there are like some beneficial connections with foreign lands, then yeah, that could be a great moment to make this decision and actually go somewhere. But it's not for everyone, and it's not always the time. And then like, you need to be very clear about that, because in general, the fact that you are moving somewhere, you are still taking yourself with you. And whatever was making you unhappy, whatever this inner discomfort, it will travel with you. Yeah, it will stay with you. So on a deeper level, this transit pushes you to find the solution, to find this happiness within, despite the circumstances. So this is a very deep thing. And again, it's about spiritual knowledge. Yeah, it's about finding this deeper connection to who you truly are, and finding a deeper connection to divine forces, yeah, to the God. And I'm not telling you what form of God, what form of philosophy, religion, or whatever it is, because we are different. And for different people, different things resonate. Yeah, and it's absolutely fine. It is supposed to be this way. But finding your connection to divine forces, and when I'm talking about divine forces, it's not just like universe or something. It's supposed to be teaching. Yep, it's supposed to be certain philosophy or certain religion, something what has books, yeah, what has scripts, texts, which you can refer to, yeah, where you can find wisdom. Yeah, there are people who are sharing this knowledge, to who you can with who you can connect and ask your questions. Yeah, so have this, get this wisdom, get this proper foundation, proper understanding, like how to deal wisely with your life. Yeah, so this will be the answer, this how you can solve this situation. And the better you deal with it, yeah, the better connection you have with the divine and with yourself. Again, like how it's gonna be, it's up to you. There are like so many different ways, but you need to find yours, which works for you, which gives you this peace that despite anything going on around, despite any circumstances, you can still feel calm and peaceful. And that's going to be like the biggest, the coolest transformation and outcome from this transit. Huh. Yeah. So yeah, and Ketu transiting through your house of career, kind of like, like Rahu, it's like where we really need to go, and Ketu is something what we feel not that important. And since a lot of attention it goes to how I feel, and if I don't feel comfortable, it kind of makes you like, okay, I cannot really work, and like I don't want to put much effort in there. It's like going and it's okay, but like, yeah. When you find this balance in like feeling good despite the circumstances, but also being productive at work, it means that like you literally nailed this transit, this axis. Now let's move to the positive part, right? So this exciting Jupiter, which especially Jupiter in exaltation, which happens once in 12 years. So at the moment, Jupiter is transiting through Gemini, and it's the 8th house in your chart, and it's going to be in Gemini until until the 1st of June 2026, right? 8th house, it's not an easy house. It's the house of transformations, and Jupiter transiting there, it kind of brings you again, it gives you remember I told you Jupiter gives you opportunities. Yeah, if Saturn and Rahu, they're kind of like pushing you, they bring you these ideas that like, okay, things are not working, what should I do, how should I do? Yeah, Jupiter gives you opportunities that like through studying, and 8th house is the house of secrets and secret knowledges. So it could be literally just like, I don't know, discovering some secrets about your partner or your family or your friends or something like this. But I would say it's also great opportunities to dig into secret knowledges and spiritual knowledges. Well, nowadays they're quite accessible, and we are very lucky to live in this time, but previously it wasn't like that. So it was considered not for everyone. For example, astrology, right? Like this kind of knowledge, it wasn't for everyone, but nowadays we are very lucky that we can easily learn it. Yeah, so astrology, numerology, these kind of things, and again, like different philosophies, like going really deep into them, yeah, like really studying. So there will be opportunities, and I really suggest you to use them, because again, there will be an explanation like why things are happening the way they are, and this will give you a great foundation which will help you deal with different situations in the future. So it's like foundation for like a happy and prosperous future. So also this Jupiter in the 8th house, it will bring this topic of finances, and kind of like showing you that money is not always connected to intensity of your work, because 8th house is the house of unearned money, and you could see that money could come from different sources. For example, from your partner, or from your parents, or from inheritance, or from some insurance or something like that. Yes, something unexpected, but like still you can get some resources without actually doing anything. And like, yeah, this is also a great revelation that it doesn't always mean that if you work harder you get more money. No, you get money according to your karma, and as I said, sometimes the sources are very different. Yeah, something what you don't expect. But at the same, it doesn't mean that you should not work. Yeah, you always should. You need to work diligently with balance, yeah, work and rest balance. But like, yeah, the most important that you are focused on the process, but money will come. Money will come despite, I mean, like, it's out of your control. Yeah, despite of you trying to control the situation, money will come according to karma. And like this transit could actually show you such lessons, and could make you rethink again, like how you approach your financial situation. Yeah. So interesting transit, but as I said, like it will bring you some opportunities, and specifically this possibility to reevaluate some like core things, like some foundational values of your life in a good way. Then Jupiter is gonna transit to Cancer, and it's gonna be in exaltation at its strongest in your ninth house. So it's gonna be from the 2nd of June until the 31st of October. So June, July, August, September, October, 5 months. You have 5 months. Jupiter is going to be transiting through your ninth house. First of all, you need to know that ninth house is the house of luck. So the things will finally move, and like, yeah, you will get the results. This is the moment when you can actually dream big, when you can receive expansion in your wishes, that your wishes can get fulfilled quite easily. So this is the moment for meditation, manifestation, visualization. But you need to remember, only your true desires, they will work. And this is the law of manifestation, because like if you just like look at other people, you're like, oh, this looks nice, oh, this looks nice, okay, like, can I manifest this, can I visualize this? But if it's not the true calling from your soul, then it's not gonna happen. But when you are in this good connection with your soul, and that's what the beginning of the year was about, and actually, yeah, like 2025, like the half of 2025, it was already about that, like finding this true self, finding this true connection. And when it's found, and then you are working on your desires, on your wishes, on your goals, then things are happening. Yeah, you get all this support and benefits which Jupiter can give. So you need to remember that and use it to expand, to grow. Yeah, ninth house is the house of father, so you could actually expect some positive influence from your father. Yeah, so maybe some improvements in your relationships. Yeah, maybe like improvements in your father's health situation, again, whatever is happening. But like, yeah, if there was some trouble, so then Jupiter will give positive influence on that area. It's also the house of a mentor, of a teacher, of your boss, for example. So there could be some bonuses from such people. Yeah, maybe you will be treated nicer from you by your boss, or maybe you will find a true teacher, someone who actually supports you along your way. And like teacher, we're talking about spiritual teacher. Yeah, like someone who would be a great leader for you in life, like to who you could talk about some complicated situations and receive your answers and get this clarity on how to deal wisely with your life. So very positive influence on that area. Yeah, then it's also the house of spirituality, so like continue learning in a spiritual field. Yeah, spiritual knowledges, that would be great. Yeah, maybe if you were thinking to, I mean, like after all these explorations, maybe you will feel that like you wanna dig deeper and like receive like a proper education. Yeah, become a certified someone, like in different areas. I'm not naming them, you know better than me, because you probably already were thinking about those things. Yeah, so that would be a great moment. Yeah, so these 5 months, they will be very supportive. Yeah, so if before we were talking about Saturn, like finishing unfinished business, so this is already something new, like and like your vision of your future, like what you found helpful, and like from that feeling, the idea of like bringing it to people, bringing it to the world. Yeah, becoming the person who is sharing this kind of knowledge or these kind of practices, right? Because yeah, all these things are connected. Yeah, not only knowledges but practices as well. Yeah, knowledge without practice, they don't work. So it needs to be combined. So this could be a great moment for that. But also, ninth house is the house of travels and spirituality. So I would say pilgrimage is highly recommended, because this will activate a new level. It will bring a new depth to what you are doing, what you are going through. It will activate your luck. So again, yeah, June, July, August, September, October, these 5 months, during these 5 months would be great if you will be able to do pilgrimage to visit a holy place. And sometimes people feel confused. They're like, okay, should I go like somewhere far away? What is it? Like, what is the place? Any holy place that resonates with you. Sometimes we don't have funds and like we cannot go far away, but it doesn't mean that there are no holy places around you. Yeah, there are lots of churches and temples, I don't know, mosques, some holy places all around the world, and I'm pretty sure there are such places in your city or like somewhere near, or maybe you will be granted with an opportunity because Jupiter is very blissful. It gives opportunities. Maybe you will be granted with opportunity to actually visit some, very powerful pilgrimage places. So if you see that the right chances, instead of going for just vacation, go for a vacation with a meaning, because it will influence your life significantly. So use this opportunity to do that, to get deeper into spiritual part of your life. Sometimes you just need to go somewhere and like be in this specific energy, be present there. Maybe you will meet your teacher there. Maybe you will get your answers there. So it's very important, and I highly recommend you to do that. So use these 5 months, when Jupiter is going to be in Cancer, transiting through your 9th house, like at most, because this is going to be the moment when you will feel that you know what you want to do. We were talking about this dharma already. So you will get this feeling that like, okay, I know what is my purpose. I know what I want to do with my life. And if it's not happening, then I think I gave a very deep explanation how to get there. Because it's never just a profession, it's something bigger. It's like understanding of who you are, and like who you are, it's not just like, oh, I'm a woman, I'm an astrologer. So it's much more complex, and if you start studying all that, and then all pieces of the puzzle will come together and you will get a clue like, okay, that's what I'm doing in life, that's what I'm here for, that's what I'm meant to do in this life. And then November, December, January, Jupiter is going to transit through your 10th house of career, and this will bring the expansion. So after this clarity, after digging deeper, after learning, studying, so all these things, they will bring the boost to your career. So if you're working somewhere, so maybe there's going to be a promotion, maybe there's going to be like a side hustle, which could later turn into your new career or something like that. But there's going to be definitely a positive influence. So you will get more responsibilities, you will get more busy, but it will be very, very beneficial and also enjoyable. If it's your own business, so then you can expect some growth because of this transformational process, because of all these deep inner work. You will get much better clarity of who you are and where you are going, and from this very firm position you will be able to expand your business. So more people will be interested in dealing with you, and so on. So like a very positive influence on your career field, and obviously it will bring you positive results in financial way. So financial flow will also increase. So that's a really cool year, very deep transformation. I hope now you understand like why things are happening and what you need to learn. Again, a lot depends on your personal planetary periods, because they are different and things unfold differently. For some people during like the worst times they are blooming, and other people during like incredible economy they are still struggling. So knowing what's going on in your personal chart plus these transits, it's very valuable. So You're very welcome to have a consultation with me and see what's exactly your situation. I will leave the details in the captions. And let's finish as we always do with chanting mantra, which means may all beings in the world be happy. So please sit up with a straight back. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.